we're going to explore some ways to determine flow direction when using Doppler. This is something that a lot of people struggle with, like students or even seasoned sonographers who are trying to learn something new. This is one of those things. It's like ultrasound physics or hemodynamics that are just so confusing at first, but I promise that it does and it will eventually click. We're going to start with some of the very basics. Flow direction, like ultrasound, is operator dependent, so make sure to watch your notch. For this tutorial, we're just going to assume that whoever's watching this is using that widely accepted transducer orientation, you know, the one with the notch either towards the patient's head or to the patient's right. Not following this orientation will mess up your flow direction. So make sure to use extra caution when you're scanning out of your element, like when you're scanning left arms, scanning bedside, scanning backwards. It's really easy to get that notch flipped around and not realize it. So some other basics are our terminology. When we're talking about direction of flow, you're going to hear the terms antegrade and retrograde. Don't get confused here. It's really simple. Antegrade, it's not used to describe something that's going towards or away. Really, antegrade is just used to describe flow that's going the way that it's supposed to be. Same thing with retrograde. It's just the opposite. That's used to describe flow that's going the opposite of what it's supposed to be, like with venous reflux or retrograde vertebral arteries. Another important part of using color Doppler is the color box. It's different for linear versus curved transducers. The color boxes tell the machine where to transmit the Doppler signal. They can be increased and decreased in size and positioned anywhere on the B-mode image. The color box for a linear probe, it can be steered in multiple directions like it's shown here, or it can be straight up and down. And the color box for a curved probe cannot be steered and will always have this fanned appearance. Notice though that both images still have a color map. So when we use a curved probe, this image of an umbilical cord tells us that the flow is going like this. And here's an image taken with a linear probe. OMG, how is that for perspective? That is really the size of the slice with a linear probe. So okay, this really isn't related to flow direction, but it's super cool. It's something to note that when using a linear probe, structures appear much larger on screen than they are in real life. The average size of this vessel shown here is only 6 millimeters, or the size of this little ring. No wonder we can only use this probe for superficial structures. So anyway, back to business. The data in this image tells us where the flow is going. So how do we do that? Well, that's why you're here, and I'm going to tell you how. So first, we need to start with a vessel, and we need some color. And most importantly, our color map. The color bar or color map is less like a map and more like a map key. So in this case, this map's key is telling us that the star means it's the state capital. It's really similar with ultrasound. Here is our key. We can use this bar in a similar way, and no, not to identify state capitals, but to decipher which vessel's flow is going where. A little more about the color map, also known as the color bar. It displays multiple bits of information, but for this we're focusing on flow direction only, so let's get rid of all that extra. The common misconception is that red means towards and blue means away, or that red means arteries and blue means veins, or that red should always be on top and blue should always be on bottom, but that is not how any of this works. So when we're determining flow direction, it doesn't matter what color's on top or on bottom, because whatever color on the top is traveling towards the probe and whatever color on bottom is going away from the probe. It could be red over blue, or blue over red, or pink over green, or pizza over kittens. It does not matter. Top is always towards and bottom is always away. Now back to the color map from our image. So from our image we had red on top, which means the color on top is going towards, which means red is going towards our transducer, and we have blue on the bottom, which means whatever on our image is blue is flowing away from the transducer. And here's everything put together. So red corresponds to the top of our color bar. Oh, and if you forgot, the top of the color bar means flow is traveling towards your transducer. So, okay, that's all good, right? But where is your transducer? Well, if you remember using a curved probe, it is right here. But we're not using a curved probe. We're using a linear probe. So our transducer is here. So as you can see, this can be a little tricky to picture, especially if vessel angles are a little ambiguous. So we like to draw in a theoretical probe, and the following trick will tell you where to put it. This is what we're going to do. Here's our color box, right? We're going to locate the two top corners of our color box. Now from those two corners, you're going to draw two straight lines straight down from the corners. And then what you're going to do is locate which line that you just drew is falling outside of the color box, because that's the side where your probe is. And because we've already established that the flow is going towards the transducer, right? Because the vessel is red and red is on the top. Top is towards the transducer, and now we just figured out where our transducer is. This is the way our flow's going. And if our orientation is correct and our notch is facing towards the patient's head, and this is a carotid artery, this flow is antegrade. This flow is going towards the patient's head. Are you still with me? I hope so, because we're going to invert. Here we go. Same image, inverted. We're going to see how this changes our flow direction. So we have a blue vessel, and blue is on the top of our color box. And we know that anything on the top is going towards the transducer. So let's figure out where our transducer is. Here's our color box. We're going to locate the two top corners of our color box. And now let's draw our line straight down from those corners. Which line is falling outside of the color box? This one. So that is the side that our transducer's on. And since we've already established that blue is on the top and the top is going towards our transducer, this is the direction of our blood flow. Our orientation is correct, so the patient's head is on this side. Our flow is still antegrade. Hopefully, like the flow is still antegrade, you guys are still with me. Okay, let's do another one. Couple different vessels. Here's our color box. Let's locate the two top corners and draw our line straight down. Which line is falling outside of the color box? There we have it. That's the side that our transducer's on. So let's do this top vessel first. This one is red, and red is on the bottom of our color bar over here. We know that if it's on the bottom, it means it's going away from our transducer. There we go. Let's do this bottom vessel. It's blue. Blue is on the top of our color bar. Top means towards. So this flow is going towards the transducer. We know our probe orientation is correct. Our notch is to the patient's head. All of this flow is antegrade. It's all going the way it should. We've got a femoral artery, a femoral vein, and a profunda vein. Let's do this guy here. Color box. We're going to draw lines from the two top corners. Now, which line is outside of the color box this time? It's this line over here. So that's the side that our transducer's on. We'll start with that bottom vessel, which is red. Red is on the bottom of our color box, which means this flow is going away from our transducer. This other vessel here, blue. Blue is on the top of our color box. That means this flow is going towards our transducer. Here's our probe orientation. Jugular vein, carotid artery. These are both antegrade. Everything's looking good so far, and hopefully you guys are picking up on this. Let's do something a little bit different. Okay, so we've got our lines. Let's figure out where our transducer is. The one that falls outside of the box. There's our transducer on that side. So we've got a blue vessel, which corresponds to the bottom of our color bar. So that means this flow is going away from the transducer. There we go. So this is a vertebral artery, and this is one of the really important reasons to understand flow direction. So if we've got our notch face the correct direction, that would mean this patient's head is on this side of our screen, and we've established that the flow is going away from the patient's head, and with a vertebral artery, that's not normal. This flow is retrograde. So when the box is straight, we assume our transducer is where it actually is, right on top. Since it might be a little overwhelming to picture it this way, let's go back to our hypothetical transducer. There it is. So since our box isn't angled, you can actually use the angle of the vessel itself to determine flow direction. First, let's match up our colors. Our vessel is red, and red is on the top of our color bar. Top means towards our transducer, so the flow in this vessel is going towards the transducer. We'll do the same thing with the curved probe. It's the same as a straight box. When we have a curved probe, we also assume our probe is on the top, and we use the angle of the vessel itself. Our vessel is red. Red is on the top. The top means towards, so there you go. So here's an interesting case. Look at this vertebral artery waveform, WTF. Let's do some investigating here. First, where's our probe? It's a steered box, so let's draw the lines. And we want the line that's outside of the box. That's the side that our transducer's on. There we go. Let's start with this bottom blue vessel here. It's blue, and blue's on the top, so this flow is going towards the transducer. And this red guy here matches to the bottom, which is going away from the transducer. So we know our orientation's correct. So if this is a vertebral artery, it's either retrograde, and we've got this really weird waveform going on. It almost looks like a venous waveform. So when you see this and things just aren't making sense, and you've looked at your notch and you've looked at your flow direction once, twice, 3 times, and still is not right, and especially when you have a waveform like this, have the patient do a Valsalva and see if that changes anything with the flow. Oh, look at that. It confirms our suspicions. Invert. We're in the vein. That is much better. There's our artery. So there's some really cool ways that you can use flow direction to determine where flow's coming from and where it's going. Like in this case, we've got an occluded common carotid artery. So we see that the flow in the ECA is actually retrograde. It's going towards our transducer, going backwards and wrapping around to the internal carotid artery, which is antegrade. There's our transducer there. You can kind of see how that's working. So what do we do if we have no color? Can we still determine flow direction without color? What do we do? Sure can. You still have a key. It's just not in color. In this case, it's positive and negative. Positive is towards the transducer. Negative is away from the transducer. It doesn't matter which way you flip it, which way you invert. Positive is always towards the transducer, and negative is always away from the transducer. All right, here we have some spectral Doppler waveforms. So let's figure out how to do this. So instead of finding where a probe is, or using the color of the vessel and matching it up to the color bar, we're going to use the spectral waveform and match it up to the positive or negative velocities. This might sound confusing, but don't let it be. Just flow with me here, okay? So here is where we're going to find the positive or negative, the towards or away. Positive is towards, negative is away, right? So here we have our positive numbers on the top of the baseline. So all this flow on top of the baseline is going towards the transducer. Our negative numbers are on the bottom of the baseline. So all of that flow below the baseline is going away. Same thing here. Positive numbers are on top this time. That flow's going towards. Negative numbers on the bottom. That flow's going away. And now we have the negative numbers on the top. It doesn't matter, top or bottom. Negative is away, and positive is towards. So now that we know that positive numbers are towards and negative numbers mean away from our transducer, so where's our transducer? We don't have the color box to figure that out. So you have lines this time. So what you need to do is draw a line straight down, like so, and then you're going to make the letter H. Here and here. See how we made the H with the spectral gate there? So what you're going to do is find out where those two lines intersect on the top. There's the intersection. That's the side that your probe is on. Okay? So since this flow on top of the baseline is associated with negative numbers, we know that this flow is going away from the transducer that's above the baseline. Here's our positive numbers. That little blip of flow there is going towards the transducer. So even without the color, we can still determine which way the flow is going. In this case, we're in a saphenous vein. The flow should be going towards the transducer, towards the patient's head. In this case, there's some reflux here. The flow is going retrograde. Let's do an artery. So let's figure out where our probe is. Let's draw our line straight down, make the letter H, and find out where the yellow and the green lines intersect at the top. There it is. That's the side our probe is on. There's our little probe. So let's look at our numbers down here in the bottom right. The numbers here above the baseline are positive, which means this flow is going towards our transducer. This is a common femoral artery, so this is all antegrade. This is all normal here. Let's do this one here. So looks like some more venous reflux, so let's just further prove that it is. We have no color in this box. Let's draw our line this way. Make our letter H. Find out where those two lines intersect at the top. There it is. The probe is on that side. So these numbers are negative. So this flow here is going away below the baseline. And this flow here is going towards the baseline. And those numbers, see that number 40 there? It looks like it's negative. It really isn't. It's just one of the tick marks on the spectral Doppler there. The negative numbers really are on the bottom. You can see the difference between the two, and some machines are a little bit easier to read than others. But yeah, here we have some more venous reflux, and we've got the flow direction to prove it. So that is it. I really, really hope that this helps you guys understand how to determine flow direction. If you have any questions or comments, please just comment below. Let me know if there's any other videos that you want to see, any other tutorials or things that you'd like to learn. I'm more than happy to listen and help out. So to end this, I'll give you guys a pop quiz. You can just go through this on your own time by pausing and starting the video. Here you go.